Oh, it's huge. So funny you said that. So in my book, E-commerce Evolved, after the introduction, the first pre-chapter is the 12 principles of e-commerce. The first principle is that your business is marketing. And the whole section it talks about, because like people go, I'm in the business of jewelry, or I'm in the business of artwork, or I'm in this business, or I'm in the cutlery business. No, you're not. Your business, no matter what you sell, is marketing. The product is just happens to be what you sell to pay the bills to fund the marketing. All businesses are marketing. That's the business that you're in.
In the beginning, we kind of touched on brand building a little bit, and I know you said you can't really build the brand, but I still think I agree with you in a sense, but it's something that everyone should aspire to, right? I think that's ultimate longevity.
Should be the goal anyway.
Exactly. So essentially, I had this conversation with Russell Brunson when it was on about how businesses need to understand that their business is marketing, like it or not. I'm just curious to know if you agree with that, and what are your thoughts on omnipresence and the importance of, I guess, aspiring to build that brand and understand that you're in the business of marketing?
Oh, it's huge. So funny you said that. So in my book, E-commerce Evolved, after the introduction, the first pre-chapter is the 12 principles of e-commerce. The first principle is that your business is marketing. And the whole section it talks about, because like people go, I'm in the business of jewelry, or I'm in the business of artwork, or I'm in this business, or I'm in the cutlery business. No, you're not. Your business, no matter what you sell, is marketing. The product is just happens to be what you sell to pay the bills to fund the marketing. All businesses are marketing. That's the business that you're in. So I fully believe and support that. And Russell's 100% right with that, obviously. And it's literally so foundational. It's the first thing I talk about in the 300-page book that I wrote, because it's so people get it wrong. The product should never be the focus. Again, you can sell shitty products if you do really good on all the other stuff. Now, that's not an encouragement, because after they buy, you'll never get them to buy from you again. And an unhappy person will usually tell 9 to 12 other people and really screw you up. So definitely not worth that approach. But yeah,
I think there's an expression that goes with that, is that great marketing, if you have a shitty product, great marketing, the best marketing in the world, will only speed up the rate at which you're going to fail. If you have a great product or service, great marketing will only speed up the rate at which you'll succeed.
100%. Yep. So when I say that, it took me, I didn't used to have this thought process in terms of a brand being earned. I used to follow, like, when I went to marketing school, I went to did all the stuff, like, and that was just a thing, brand building. It's just this key term. But as I've learned, I truly believe that a brand is the reward. It's what you wind up with. But there are things that you can do that, for lack of a better term, are branding, that help you put those pieces in place so that one day you get that reward when someone goes, oh, BGS, yeah, I know who they are. I've heard of them before, without any marketing hitting them. That's a brand. When someone knows who you are without, or when marketing comes in, they can say, oh yeah, that's who that is. It doesn't have to, it's not a matter of they see your ad and they buy your product or they click. That's not a brand. That's advertising.
Yep.
And you want lifetime customer value. You want all that cool stuff. You want a business that will support you and grow and make you a millionaire. Achieving a brand will do that. Doing the branding elements in place, like solid marketing, omnipresence. I didn't used to buy into that. I was so direct response focused that I was like, okay, well, anything that's outside of me speaking directly to this one customer, I wasn't interested in. Where I think omnipresence comes into a play is twofold. One, if your product requires education or is in a highly competitive space, then omnipresence can take the front end acquisition model where people get to know you before you ever show them an offer. So like in our case with BGS, when someone comes to us, like a cold audience that doesn't know us, they get 5 touches of content before they even get shown an ad for an offer. And the consumption rate has to be a certain level and all of that stuff as well. So because we found that that's what works for us, and that's what works the best when we get a better quality of person, they're more educated, they have higher success. Same thing goes with competitive markets or high demand products or products that require education for them to understand it, to realize that it solves their need. For other products, full-blown omnipresence is going to be super beneficial, but may not be as required to just generate, a nice, 7-figure a year income. But if you want to grow big, yes. But if you just want to, stay a solopreneur and kind of do it all yourself, you can get by with this is probably oxymoronic the way I would say it, but it's a less omnipresent version, which is focusing on, okay, once you have touched somebody through an ad, they never leave your ecosystem, and you're constantly using retargeting, email, everything else to, whether they've purchased or not, to just stay in front of them, stay top of mind. But more so than just pitching them offers. Now you're showing them your mission, you're showing them your content, you're showing them your causes, you're doing all of that stuff. So
you become your own media company.
Correct. And that still ties into the omnipresence thing. And every company should do that much at the very least. But I think smaller companies, there's more bang for their buck to focus on more of a direct response focus than to say, okay, well, I have all these things to do. I'm going to also do SEO. I'm going to start doing blog content. I'm going to be prolific in my YouTube videos. I'm going to do all these things, because there becomes a point where you just become ineffective at everything when you do too many things.
Yeah, I think Ryan Dice calls it half-built bridges. You end up building a bunch of half-built bridges because you think this is the cool way to do it. Okay, and then you stop halfway through. This is the cool way to do it.
100%.
And, I'm
we
curious
call it success by subtraction.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. I'm curious for you, though, on a different level, how has building your personal brand affected the growth of your business?
So it's been huge. I mean, it's made a massive impact. So one thing I don't do anymore is I don't, and it's not necessarily because I probably shouldn't. It's because I'm still figuring out that side of where I want to go with what else is in my life. Because Build, Grow, Scale is my passion. It's what I want to do. But I also believe there's a bigger piece of my life that I have yet to figure out what that impact is going to be. I do believe it has something to do with working with young entrepreneurs or young kids who want to figure out an alternative to college. But I haven't figured out what that is yet. So building my personal brand, I haven't put a lot of effort into that. But what I have done is focus everything on being the number one evangelist for Build, Grow, Scale. Like the less attractive term for what I am is I'm a content whore, right? I get out there and I am prolific in spreading the message that BGS has, which our main message is that traffic is not your problem. We truly believe that. And pervading that across everything, podcasts like this, blog articles, contributor roles on Forbes and Entrepreneur Magazine, different things like that, podcast, all that stuff. Now, the reason I can do that effectively is because I'm not a solo entrepreneur. I've got 62 people on our team, all full-time. We have VAs too, but I'm talking about just full-time people. They're all remote, but that do nothing but Build, Grow, Scale. 50 plus of them work on the revenue optimization stuff all the time. The other people are, our office manager, Christina over here. We have our SEO team. We've got a content team. We have an education course curriculum design team that actually, anytime we produce a piece of content for training purposes, it goes through an educational design rubric to make sure that it actually teaches and there's key learning objectives and there's outcomes and all of that stuff. So everything is very structured now. Now, let's go back to 2001, so let's just say 2010 through 2014. Was all that in place? Hell no. And that was mostly personal brand, Tanner Larsson, internet marketing kind of stuff back then, less BGS. But I do believe that as we cut away, and that's another thing, as we cut away the bullshit and focus on what we were really, truly good at, which is success by subtraction, and the team started to grow, that's when we really started hitting our success. And that's when all that omnipresent stuff became more important and actually started working. It takes time to build that. But the other thing is if you haven't cut away, if you're everything to everybody, you can't be omnipresent because you can't reach a market.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want, check out our most recent video over here. And this one is the one YouTube thinks you'll like. But if you really enjoyed watching, please do me a favor, like and subscribe over here. Thank you so much.